Hello, hello, how's everybody doing? My name is Tutu. I'm here because I had something on my mind that I wanted to talk about. I had recently was chatting with a friend of mine on Facebook, and who shall remain nameless, good friend of mine, and he was talking about something that kind of made me think, and I kind of wanted to talk and touch on the topic. Um, he was saying about how when we was growing up and things like that, and people that wronged them or treated them bad when we were younger and we were children and things like that, because of them being jealous or wanting to be him, or and different things like that. So they treated them like garbage and all these different type of things. Did some really foul things to him. That in his adulthood it carried over, and it still stayed on his mind, and really was actually wanting to do harm to these people. And even though knowing these people the way I do, I couldn't blame him not one bit. I would want to hurt these people too. But what I was trying to say is that, or what I told him is that and growing up or whatever like that, we all go through trials and tribulations. People treat us bad for one reason or another, whether it's because they're jealous of us, or because they're mad because, in my case, maybe because I was too outspoken, and for whatever the reason is, my point and the reason why I'm doing this is because to say, actually, just because of something that happened to us in our childhood, can we really let that carry over into our adulthood? And if we do let that carry over into our adulthood, how mentally restrained will we be? Not able to move past certain things because we're holding such a grudge, not being able to really live life to its fullest. And as I started to analyze and like actually think of different people that I grew up with and talking to them, I realized that a lot of people from around my way had a lot of things that has hindered them, from their childhood that they've carried on into adulthood, whether it's because of their behavior and maybe they're really anorexic or always concerned about their weight because they were teased about their weight, when they were a child or something like that. So therefore, they won't eat this or they won't, eat that, or after certain hours, or start to get some kind of eating disorder of some sort. Or maybe it's because someone told them that their forehead was too big. So because of the, people teasing them because their forehead's too big, they always wear a hat, pulled down low to cover their forehead. Or maybe, not so much in my case, but maybe it's because someone, called them gay all their lives or something like that. So therefore they spent the majority of their lives living in the closet, and maybe end up getting married and having children, even though they know that they still have these feelings, and ends up cheating on their wife and everything like that because they never resolved these issues because they repressed them for so long. So this is me saying that we need to let a lot of that go, because truthfully, it's self-destructive. Because you can live your life, have a great career and different things like that, but you still have these things that are holding you back, that's keeping you from moving forward. Because you're still holding on to those things because of either being teased as a child, or taunted, or bullied, or picked on, or whatever the case it is. As you become an adult, older and hopefully wiser, you realize that the things that people do or have done to you, you really have to actually sit down and evaluate their motivation. Because if you were just continuing to be yourself, not hurting, not harming, bothering anybody, and just living your own true life, you got to think, what was their reason for picking on me, or saying these things, or doing these cruel things? Then if you look at it in that type of aspect, you'll get to the root of it and realize that they were dealing with things themselves. You want to put things, I'm going to cut your face, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. Is it because I'm cute? Is it because, I'm getting more attention that you're getting? What is the reason? What is the true reason? Oh, I can't stand you because you're gay and you're a fag and you're this and you're that. Well, is the reason is because I'm content or I'm happy and you have hang-ups with me? Or are you jealous because most gay men, have a flock of female friends that they hang out with? And as they become good friends, they respect their advice because they look at them as if they were their sisters, because they can't look at them as lovers because they're not thinking of them in that aspect. So when they ask them, oh, well, should I date Joe, Bob, or Jim, or whoever the case is? Well, girl, let me tell you, first of all, he does this, he's had sex with so-and-so and such, and he don't use a condom, he's a slut, he don't wash his butt, blah, 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 blah. So therefore, those girls all of a sudden look at you in a new light, which is a true light because it's the truth about you. So therefore, you hate this gay or this fag or this sissy or this punk or whatever you might call him, depending on what city you live in. And it's you really got to look at their motivation and the reason why they're doing it. Maybe it's because their mother was an invert, and maybe it's because their father was a crackhead, drunk, and everything like that. So therefore, they had no childhood. Even though they would play and no one would want to be bothered with them when they went home, they had to deal with that reality. A mother that doesn't have the strength enough to say, I can stand on my own, I'm leaving you and taking my children, but yet and still sits down and tolerates this constant abuse because this man, so-called father figure, that is causing mental distress in these children's lives, she can't break away and leave him. So therefore, she continues to take this abuse, thinking that it only affects her, but yet and still it affects the children because they see it on a daily basis. I mean, you really have to think about the root of everything, where it comes from. And some people say, oh, whoa, I ain't got no time for self-evaluation. They shouldn't did it, and I shouldn't have done it, and I'm going to get them back, and da-da-da, and this, that, and other. And I was asked, haven't you ever wanted to get someone back that's done this, that, and if I took my time to actually get back at everybody that's ever wronged me, the only thing that I would really have to do is write a book. The day in life of Tutu and what he's been through and what they did to me and what they tried to do to me because I was young and didn't know no better. There's all kind of things I can say and name names for all that much. I've always been outspoken, why not? And if I were to name those names, there would be an angry mob outside my house right now from kindergarten until 12th grade trying to kill me for things that I said about them that is true, that they didn't want out. But me trying to progress, in my life and move forward to be whatever it is that I'm going to be, I can't hold on to that. I heard people say, maybe it was my mother saying that you can block your own blessings. And I looked at that and translated it to the point of having so much pent up hatred and dislike or whatever towards somebody else for what they did or have done to you. You're so busy hating and things like that that good things that are going to or should be coming to you might pass you by. The reason why they're passing you by is because you're not focused. You're focused on hatred and misery and revenge and all those other things, which the same goes for a woman trying to find a perfect man, or a man trying to find a perfect man, or a woman trying to find a man trying to find a perfect woman. If you're so caught up on old things of what happened to you in the past, that perfect man might be sitting right next to you in the library, at the club, in a bar, on the bus, or whatever the case it is. But because you're talking all this hatred on the phone and they might be hearing it or projecting this hatred, that man might be like, oh, well, I thought that person was a nice looking person and would like to get to know them until they open their mouth. So therefore, you have to wait for the next bus. So the only thing I want to say is that as adults, just let it go.